everybody. How are you? So my name is Nicole, and I'm here in Spokane, Washington to teach you some English today. If you've watched my videos before, you can see that today I'm wearing glasses. That's because I hurt my eye, so I have to wear glasses for a few days. Okay, so I know I look a little bit different today. All right, so I hope everyone is having a beautiful morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you may be. So today, we're going to try some listening practice. And at the end, if we have some time, we will learn some new vocabulary. All right, I really hope you have a good time today and that you learn a lot. All right, are you ready? Okay, let's give it a try. Here we go. Okay, so first, just a reminder. So this class is free to watch. But if you want homework, if you want quizzes, tests, corrections, then you can subscribe. If you want to subscribe, you can contact Zach at Smrt.me, or you can go to Zach's Facebook page at facebook.com/zach.cc. All right, so that's if you want to join for homework and quizzes and tests and a certificate at the end. All right, if you're a subscriber, you can see the lesson on the class website too. Here's the class website, and if you're on the website, you can go to Me, Open, and then go to Unit 1, which is Meeting People. All right, so today we're going to begin with some listening. So let me open up a document for us to look at. All right, here we go. Okay, so here are some directions for us. It says you are going to listen to 4 short conversations of people meeting each other. So introductions, people meeting each other. As you listen, choose true or false for the sentences below. Let's read the sentences and then we'll listen, and we can try to type our answers in the chat. Let's read the questions for us. So first, for conversation number 1, we have 3 people talking. We have Suzanne, Julia, and Mike. Suzanne, Julia, and Mike. And we have 3 questions that we're going to listen for. Our first question, Suzanne knows Julia. And we're going to choose true or false. So true is correct, false is not correct. Okay? All right. And our second question or statement is Mike knows Julia. And we're going to put true or false. And then finally, we have Mike knows Suzanne. Okay, so when you're ready, also in the chat, you can just put, for example, the letter A, and then you can put T or F. T if you think it's true, F if you think it's false, okay? And the same for B and C. Okay, so let me turn up the volume very loud so we can hear it, and let's give it a try. Okay, here we go.
Have you met Julia?
No, I haven't. Hi,
Hi, Julia. I'm Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne. Do you work with Mike?
No, I don't. I'm friends with his wife, Lucia.
Oh, I see.
And I'll play that one more time in case you were just getting ready or if you just joined the chat. So let's play that one more time. Okay, here we go.
Have you met Julia?
No, I haven't. Hi, Julia. I'm Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne. Do you work with Mike?
No, I don't. I'm friends with his wife, Lucia.
Oh, I see.
All right. So I know it's a little bit
Hi there.
echoey.
My name's George.
I know it has a little bit of an echo, but we're having a little trouble getting it on the second monitor. So it's going through the same mic that I use. But we'll give it a try and see how it works. If it's too echoey, we'll just move on to the vocabulary. Okay, but we'll give it a try. Okay, so we have a few people answering. Okay, so most people have said that A is false. And that's correct. A is false. Suzanne doesn't know Julia. How about B and C? Can you answer for B and C? Let me take a look at the chat. All right. Interesting. Okay, so let's take a look at B and C. So most people here put that B is false and that C is false. That's interesting. So let's listen one more time. I'll try it with the mic off, but I think because it's on this monitor, we won't be able to hear it. But let's try it anyway. Let's give it a shot. Okay, and you can tell me if you hear it or not. Okay, here we go.
Have you met Julia?
No, I haven't. Hi, Julia. I'm Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne. Do you work with Mike?
No, I don't. I'm friends with his wife, Lucia.
Oh, I see.
Were you able to hear that? If you were not able to hear that, let me know. Okay, because I had to turn off the microphone. Okay, so now that we've heard it, oh, it's better? Okay, good. So I was a little worried because I had to use a different monitor today. Okay, fantastic. So B and C, what do you think? True or false? All right. So B, everybody's putting false for B. Let's listen to B just one more time because I think maybe it might be true. So let's listen one more time. Okay, here we go.
Hi, Julia. No, I haven't. Hi, Julia. I'm Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne. Do you work with Mike?
No, I don't. I'm friends with his wife, Lucia.
Oh, I see.
Have you met Julia?
All right. So let's take a look at this. Mike does know Julia. He's introducing the two of them together. So Mike knows Julia and Mike knows Suzanne. So these are both true. So they ask, do you work with Mike? But that means that they know each other. Maybe she doesn't know all the details, but they do know each other. In a few minutes, we can read through the transcript together too, and you'll be able to see that one a little more clearly. Let's try one that's a little bit easier, I think. Let's try conversation number 2. All right, let's take a look at conversation number 2. So we have George, Maya, and Duncan Jones. So George, Maya, and Duncan Jones. And again, we have three very similar sentences. We have George knows Maya, George knows Duncan Jones, and Maya knows Duncan Jones. Let's give this one a try. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go.
Hi there. My name's George. This is my wife, Maya.
Hello, welcome.
Sorry, what's your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. Mine is Duncan. Duncan Jones.
Hi, Duncan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, George. And you too, Maya.
Let's put our answers in the chat. What do you guys think? So George knows Maya. Good, good. And remember, these ones are D, E, and F. So D, E, and F in the chat. Let's listen one more time, and that'll also give you a little time to type your answers too. All right, one more time. Here we go.
Hi there. My name's George. This is my wife, Maya.
Hello, welcome.
Sorry, what's your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. Mine is Duncan. Duncan Jones.
Hi, Duncan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, George. And you too, Maya.
All right, what do you think? Let's take a look. Okay, so George knows Maya. Let's see what people wrote in the chat. So, D, oh good. Everyone wrote D is true, so good job, you guys. D is true, perfect. So we know that they know each other because they're married. Of course they know each other, so good job. D is true. And how about E? George knows Duncan Jones. Let's see. We've got E is false. False. Good job. Maybe this one was too easy for you guys. Because we got that E is false and also that F is false. Very nice. We know that they are meeting for the first time because they are giving each other their names for the very first time. Good job, you guys. Okay, let's try one or two that are maybe just a little bit harder. Okay, here we go. Let's do conversation number 3. Conversation number 3, we have 3 people again. We have Will, Steve Finley, and Russ Johnson. So Will, Steve Finley, and Russ Johnson. And we have the same 3 questions. Here we have Will knows Steve Finley, Will knows Russ Johnson, and Steve Finley knows Russ Johnson. All right, let's give this one a try. Okay, here we go.
Hey, Steve. Do you have a second to meet Russ?
Sure. Hi, I'm Steve Finley.
Hi, Steve. Russ Johnson. Good to meet you.
You too. So you're starting today?
Yes, I am. Will is showing me around.
Great. Well, let me know if you have any questions. Welcome to our company.
Thanks.
All right, how was that one? A little easier or a little more difficult? We'll play it one more time to give you some time to write in the chat. All right, here we go one more time. Here we
Hey, Steve. Do you have a second to meet Russ?
Sure. Hi, I'm Steve Finley.
Hi, Steve. Russ Johnson. Good to meet you.
You too. So you're starting today?
Yes, I am. Will is showing me around.
Great. Well, let me know if you have any questions. Welcome to our company.
Thanks.
All right, let's check the chat and see how you guys did. So the first question is, Will knows Steve Finley? So let's see. This is G, and we have true, 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 false, true. So most people think that this is true. And I agree, this is true. We know that Will knows Steve because he doesn't use an introduction. He doesn't say, hello, my name is. He just says, hey, Steve, do you have some time for me to introduce you to someone? So very good, very good. Okay, H says Will knows Russ Johnson. Let's see what you guys wrote for H. So H, I see false, true, true. So kind of mixed answers for this one. So this answer is also true. But the last answer, answer I, is false. And this is because Will is introducing Steve and Russ. Steve and Russ don't know each other, but Will is introducing them together. So Will knows Steve, Will knows Russ, but Steve and Russ don't know each other. All right, we have just one more, and this one's a little different because there's only two people. So let's try. For conversation number 4. Conversation number 4, we have Julie and Christine. So two women are talking, and we're going to find out if Julie knows Christine. All right, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Let me just fast forward a little. Okay, here we go.
Hey, my name's Julie. What's yours?
Hi, Julie. I'm Christine.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Where are you from, Christine?
I'm from England. You?
I'm from Canada.
Cool. Where in Canada?
Montreal. What about you? Where in England are you from?
I'm from a small town outside of London.
Nice. I love London.
And I love Montreal.
Cool. Yeah, Montreal is great, but its weather isn't so nice this time of year. It's super cold in the winter.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very nice.
Suzanne, have you met Julia?
Oops, there we go. All right, so type your answer in the chat. Does Julie know Christine? Let's look. Oh, everyone. That one was too easy, maybe. Everyone's false, 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 false. And you're right, it is false. Good job. If you're just joining us, like so Veronica, if you're just joining us, we're doing a little listening practice. So the topic of today's listening is introductions. We're listening to people introduce themselves. An introduction is when you say, hello, my name is, and you tell someone a little about yourself. So we listen to a few different people give introductions. Now, let's try something a little bit more difficult. Instead of true or false, I'm going to give you some more difficult questions. All right, let's try. So we're going to listen to the same conversations one more time, but this time I'll give you some more difficult questions to answer in the chat. Let's give it a try. So for conversation number 1, again, it's the same conversation we heard before. I have 2 questions for you to listen for. Our first question is, what question does Mike ask Suzanne to mean, do you know Julia? So Mike will ask Suzanne a question. And the question means, do you know Julia? But it looks different. It'll be a different sentence, same meaning. Okay. And our second question is, what does Julia mean when she says, I see? So she says, I see, and you're going to write what she means. Okay, let's give it a try. We're going to listen one more time. Here we go.
Have you met Julia?
Oops, I gotta turn off my microphone. One moment.
Suzanne, have you met Julia?
No, I haven't. Hi, Julia. I'm Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne. Do you work with Mike?
No, I don't. I'm friends with his wife, Lucia.
Oh, I see.
Good. I see some people are starting to write their answers in the chat. All right, did anyone hear what question Mike asked Suzanne? So he asked, and I'll give you a hint if you're having trouble, begins with have. All right, oh, very good. So we have lots of good answers in the chat. Have you met Julia? Have you met Julia means, do you know Julia? Because it's asking if they met together in the past. Very good. And question B, I see means, I understand. Oh, that one was very easy for you guys. Very good job. So we have lots of people with good answers. Oh, I have a good question in the chat. So let's take a moment to answer a question. So Diana asks, what is the difference between introduce and meeting? Oops, I forgot my R here. Introduce and meeting. All right, so very good. Introduce there we go. So introduce is when you say your name to another person, or you tell another person someone else's name. So you tell someone your name, or you tell someone another person's name. I'll give you a couple examples. If I introduce myself, I will say, hello, my name is Nicole. I introduced myself. If I introduce someone else, I say, maybe, hello, Diana. This is Rosa. So I introduce Diana and Rosa together. Does that make sense? That's introduce. A meeting is just when two or more people join together. They can be new friends or old friends. This can be for work, for school, for romance. So a meeting is a very general word for when two people join together. All right, so I'll give you just an example sentence. I have a meeting with my professor after school. I'm not meeting my professor for the first time. We're just joining together. So it's not an introduction, it's a meeting. I hope that answers your question. All right, let's try another listening. Here we go. Let's try conversation number 2. So conversation number 2 has George, Maya, and Duncan Jones. We have 2 questions to listen for. Our first question, what does George say to introduce his wife? So we know that George and Maya are married. So what does George say to introduce his wife? And our second question, what does Duncan say to mean nice to meet you too, Maya? So he doesn't say nice to meet you too, Maya. He says another thing that has the same meaning. So we're going to listen and try to write it in the chat. Are you ready? Let's try. Here we go. Okay, so let me fast forward it just a little. Okay, here we go.
Hi there. My name's George. This is my wife, Maya.
Hello, welcome.
Sorry, what's your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. Mine is Duncan. Duncan Jones.
Hi, Duncan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, George. And you too, Maya.
So what do you think? Did you hear the correct sentences? Let's see. What does George say to introduce his wife? Oh, we have lots of good answers. Very good job, you guys. You're on fire today. On fire means you're doing a really good job. So what does George say to introduce his wife? He says, "This is my wife, Maya." Very good. And what does Duncan say to mean nice to meet you too, Maya? Oh, good, good. So Rose is the first one to write it in. Says, and you too, Maya. Very nice. Oh, good job. Very good job. So one way to introduce people is to say your relationship. You could say, this is my wife. You could say, this is my friend. This is my sister. This is my brother. This is my teacher. You can use this phrase to introduce someone. You just say, this is my, and then you say your relationship. So good. Very nice job. Let's try conversation number 3. So conversation number 3, we have Will, Steve Finley, and Russ Johnson. So our first question is, what question does Will ask Steve to mean, do you have time to meet Russ? Okay, so Will asks Steve this question. Do you have time to meet Russ? But he uses different words. Let's see if you can hear which words he uses. One more question. What is another way to say nice to meet you in this conversation? So let's listen for another way to say nice to meet you from this conversation. Are you ready? All right, so let me just fast forward a little bit. Okay, here we go. All right.
Hey, Steve. Do you have a second to meet Russ?
Sure. Hi, I'm Steve Finley.
Hi, Steve. Russ Johnson. Good to meet you.
You too. So you're starting today?
Yes, I am. Will is showing me around.
Great. Well, let me know if you have any questions. Welcome to our company.
Thanks.
All right, let's see how we did. Are there any answers in the chat? All right, they're starting to come up, I'll give you a little more time though. We'll listen to it one more time. All right, one more time.
Hey, Steve. Do you have a second to meet Russ?
Sure. Hi, I'm Steve Finley.
Hi, Steve. Russ Johnson. Good to meet you.
You too. So you're starting today?
Yes, I am. Will is showing me around.
Great. Well, let me know if you have any questions. Welcome to our company.
Thanks.
All right, so let me pause this. Very good. And let's see what our answers are. So what question does Will ask to mean, do you have time to meet Russ? Oh, good. We have lots of good answers. The correct answer is, do you have a second to meet Russ? Very good job. So a second is a unit of time. So 1 minute is 60 seconds. And this is a very common phrase in American English. Do you have a second or do you have a minute? When you want to take someone's time. Do you have a second? Do you have a minute? It's very common English. So good job. How about question number 2? What is another way to say nice to meet you in this conversation? So we have, oh good, a few people wrote it. They wrote, good to meet you. Good job. Nice to meet you or good to meet you have the same meaning. Same meaning. Nice to meet you or good to meet you. Oh no, I have a sad face. So ho bao hoa, is it too hard? We can maybe listen to the next one maybe 2 times and maybe that will help a little bit. If it's too difficult, let me know. Okay. Or if you have questions, let me know. But I think you're doing a great job. Everyone's doing very well. Okay, we have just one more. So one more conversation. Here we go. We have Julie and Christine. Now remember, this conversation was a little longer than the other conversations, right? Okay, we have 2 questions to listen for. Our first question, how does Christine ask Julie where she is from? So Christine asks Julie where she's from, but she uses different words. Okay, our second question, what phrase does Julie use to mean now? So Julie talks about right now, But she doesn't say now. She says a different word or different phrase. So we're going to try to listen and write those down. How are we doing? Is it so far? So far, so good? Let's give it a try. Okay, give me just a moment to fast forward. There we go. Okay, here we go.
Hey, my name's Julie. What's yours?
Hi, Julie. I'm Christine.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Where are you from, Christine?
I'm from England. You?
I'm from Canada.
Cool. Where in Canada?
Montreal. What about you? Where in England are you from?
I'm from a small town outside of London.
Nice. I love London.
And I love Montreal.
Cool. Yeah, Montreal is great, but its weather isn't so nice this time of year. It's super cold in the winter.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very nice.
All right, this one is a lot more difficult. So let's listen one more time, but let's review the questions first. So we have, how does Christine ask Julie where she's from? And be careful, because Julie asks Christine first, and after that, Christine asks Julie. Okay. And then the second one, what phrase does Julie use to mean now? I'll give you a little hint. It's when they're talking about the weather. Okay, let's try one more time. Here we go.
Hey, my name's Julie. What's yours?
Hi, Julie. I'm Christine.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Where are you from, Christine?
I'm from England. You?
I'm from Canada.
Cool. Where in Canada?
Montreal. What about you? Where in England are you from?
I'm from a small town outside of London.
Nice. I love London.
And I love Montreal.
Cool. Yeah, Montreal is great, but its weather isn't so nice this time of year. It's super cold in the winter.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very nice.
All right, I'm looking at the chat and you guys are doing such a great job. Very good. So the first question, how does Christine ask Julie where she's from? All she says is you. So very good job, you guys. Very nice. So she says where she's from, and then she just says you. This means, and you, where are you from? But she just says you. And that's okay. That's very natural conversation. All right, and we have one more question, which is, what phrase does Julie use to mean now? And we have the phrase, this time of year. Very good listening. A lot of people got that correct. So this time of year is like this season. So season is like summer, winter, spring, fall. If you say this time of year, it's like this season. Very nice job. So now that we've finished this listening, let's look at some useful words or phrases that we have learned. I'm going to put the words for the listening on the screen so we can see them together. All right. So for conversation number 1, all right. So we learned, have you met? Have you met Julia means, do you know Julia? And this is a good way to introduce 2 new people. You can say, for example, Alex, have you met Melina? And then Alex can answer, yes, I have, or no, I haven't. All right. Another phrase that we learned was, actually this one should say good to meet you. They typed it wrong in the chat. So we know that nice to meet you is the same as good to meet you. Both of those are good ways that you can respond to an introduction. Nice to meet you or good to meet you. In our third conversation, we learned this phrase, do you have a second? Do you have a second means do you have time? But it's more natural to say, do you have a second? Or do you have a minute? It means, do you have time? But it's very natural. All right. And for our last conversation, after you answer a question, you can ask the same question back with just one word. You can say you. Sometimes we say and you, but just you is okay as well. All right. And finally, the last phrase that we learned is this time of year. This time of year means this season. All right, so we have some interesting new vocabulary from the listening. Do you have any questions so far? Or we're doing okay? Let's take a look at the chat. All right. Hello, everybody. All right. And looks like we do have some questions. Steve, for example, asked, this time of year or this time of the year? So both of these are okay. You can add article the before year, but it's not necessary. You can say both, but it's not necessary to use the article. More popular, more common is just this time of year. But it is possible to say this, no problem. Good question, Steve. Are there any other questions so far? I think that's all the questions so far. Very good. Nice job, you guys. So we have some time left where we can learn some new vocabulary. So if you're a subscriber, you can see that we have lots of vocabulary words to learn this week. So we're just going to try maybe the first 10 words and see how we do. Okay, I'm going to show you some pictures with some example sentences. And let's try 10 new words to finish the class today. Okay, here are 10 new vocabulary words. All right. Okay, our first vocabulary word today is the word active. Our example sentence, active people like to move. Active is an adjective. You can think about it as the opposite of lazy. Lazy people don't like to move. Active people like to move. They like exercise. They like activities. They like to do things every day in their life. Very good. Let's try a few more words. Our next word is age. Age, our example sentence says, my age is 22 years old. Age is how old you are. So we can say, my age is 22 years old. Or you can say, I am 22 years old. But age means how old you are. let's try a couple more. Our next word is app. App is short for application. And we use this word a lot when you're talking about your phone. So our example sentence says, do you have this app on your phone? So what's an example of an app? Can you type in the chat an example of an app on your phone? While you write, I'll teach you two more words. Our next word is art. Our example sentence says, I love all kinds of art. Art can be painting, drawing, making sculpture. There's many kinds of art. Maybe a famous work of art is the Mona Lisa. Do you know the Mona Lisa? This is an example of art. Okay, let's do one more word. Our last word here, artist. An artist is a person who makes art. So we have an example sentence. My wife is an artist. She paints beautiful pictures. All right, so let's look at these words one more time. We have active, age, app, art, artist. All right, so let's take these words and we'll see if we can make some sentences in the chat with these new words. So first, let's check and see if anyone gave me an example of an application. Let's see. So someone wrote, like Melina wrote Shazam. Shazam is an application for checking which song is it on the radio or TV. Good. So Shazam is an app. Very nice. Rosa asked, do you know how to use Hangouts app? Very good. I might say the Hangouts app, but very good. Good job. Google Hangouts is an app. And then someone wrote here, Jesus wrote, Alex wrote, this app is awesome. And then Jesus gave me an example for art. It says art could be a masterpiece. Very good. And we could actually just make this all one sentence. We could say art could be a masterpiece. We don't need the colon, but very good. All right. Diana wrote one. She wrote, I'm not very active. Very nice sentence. Donnie wrote, you are a great artist. Good, very good. All right, so can anyone use age? No one's written a sentence with age yet. I'll write an example here. I'll put my baby's age is 5 months. So he's 5 months old. Very good. And active. I'm going to put, I think, Diana's sentence up here under active. And we have these great sentences for app that I'm going to put here. And then we have one for art and one for artist. I'll check the chat and see if we have any more. All right, so we have a couple more. We have, do you use, a question. Do you use capital letter A for app? No, we don't. So do you use capital letter A for app? And no, we don't have to use a capital letter A. For the name of the app, like for example, Shazam is the name of an app, yes, we do need a capital letter. But for the word app, we don't need a capital letter. Good question. Let's see if there's any other examples. Yep, Diana asked me a question. She says, do you have a baby, Nicole? I do have a baby, a 5-month-old son. And I love to talk about him. So I like to use him for examples. Good. Oh, I got a sentence from Rosa about an artist. We have Leonardo da Vinci is a famous artist. So good, very good. Khalid asked a question. Khalid asked, what is a masterpiece? So a masterpiece is a very beautiful and famous work of art. It's maybe an incredible, amazing, fantastic piece of art. So maybe your best art that you made in your life is your masterpiece. So for Leonardo da Vinci, maybe the Mona Lisa was his masterpiece, his best art. So just for example, Michelangelo painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Many people say that was his masterpiece, his biggest, best work of art. So good question, Khalid. All right, let's see if we have any more examples. So what is his age is another question. I'll write that one. You can say, what is his age? Good. And then let's see, another person wrote, what is the age? And we can use this with of. And then we can put whatever we're talking about right here. What is the age of? We can talk about not just people. We could say the building, for example. What is the age of the building means how old is the building? Or what is the age of the company? Means how old is the company? So you can use age for people, but you can also use for objects. So very nice. Let's see if we have any more. Let's see. Oh, we do have a couple more. Leonardo made lots of masterpieces. I'll write the sentence here. Made lots of masterpieces. Very good. Oh, Melina asked a question. Melina asked if artist can be musical. Yes, it can. We also have music artists. So let's see, who's popular right now? Maybe you could say Taylor Swift is a musical artist, or just a music artist is okay. So artist can be for painting, drawing, sculpture, also music too. So good question, Melina. Let's see. I have another example for active. We have Nicole is very active. Good, thank you. And it's true, I like to stay busy. And then we have one more example for masterpiece. It says, my masterpiece is my daughter. Oh, that's a beautiful sentence. This means that the daughter is the best work of art this person created. So very nice sentence, Johannico. All right, great job. Okay, so let's see, we have a little time. Let's see if we can do 5 more words. All right, 5 more new vocabulary words. Here we go. So after artist, our next word is a verb, belong to. So belong to, our example, says this is not mine. I think it belongs to Jane. Belong to is a verb we use to talk about possession. Possession is like my or mine, or his or hers. For example, this is my coffee cup. I could also say this coffee cup belongs to me. This is my coffee cup, or this coffee cup belongs to me. It's a verb we use to talk about possession. All right, let's try a couple more words. See if we can get 5 total. We have broken. So broken is an adjective. It's also a past participle if you know past participles. But we can use it as an adjective. Our example says, I need a new computer. Mine is broken. So broken means that it doesn't work. So if your laptop is broken, maybe you dropped it and now it doesn't open. It doesn't work. Okay, let's do 3 more. Our next word is children. So children is the plural of child. One child, many children. It's an irregular plural noun. All right. Our example sentence says, there are many children playing in the park. All right, we have 2 more. We have company. Company is a noun, and our example sentence says, Apple is a computer company. So company is similar to the word business. So if you know business, Apple is a business, Samsung is a business, Smrt Live is a business, or we can say company. Smrt Live is a company, Apple is a company. Okay, and I think we have 1 more now. A verb. Oh, this is an easy one. So cook. Cook is a verb. She is cooking dinner. Cook can also be a noun for a person who cooks. So we can say the cook cooks dinner, or the cook cooks at a restaurant. So it's similar to chef, the word cook. And it's also the verb for prepare food. All right, so let's look at these words one more time. We have belong to, broken, children, company, and cook. Let's see if we can make some example sentences in the chat. So here we go. Let me copy these so you can see them. And you can see we have lots of more words that we're going to study in the future. All right. So belong to, broken, children, company, cook. Let's look at the chat. Oh, good. We have lots and lots of sentences. So we have, I broke the mirror. This is a good sentence. This is the verb broke. So the verb broke is break, broke, broken. The adjective is also broken. So we can use the adjective before the noun and say, the broken mirror is on the floor, for example. Oh, I think I have a question from Steve. Steve asked, is it correct to say in the age of 2 to mean 2 years old? Let me write that down. Under age. Okay, here's age. So he asked again, is it correct to say in the age of 2 to mean 2 years old? We would not say in the age of 2. It is possible to say at the age of 2. And we usually use the preposition at if we're talking about stages of development. For example, at the age of 2, children can usually speak a little. At the age of 2. We're talking about this stage in the child's development. But we wouldn't say in. So good question, Steve. Very nice. All right. So let's take a look at some more examples. We have this laptop belongs to my sister. That's a great example. Very nice. All right. Someone wrote, my life belongs to Jesus Christ. And that you can use it to talk about religion too. So that's a good example. It doesn't belong to me. Very nice. And let's see. Oh, Rosa said cook can be a verb and a noun. Absolutely. Cook as a noun is a person who cooks. Cook as a verb is the action of making food. Very good. All right. So we have my heart was broken. Oops. Put that under belong. Here we go. My heart was broken. Oh, that's so sad. That's a great example. Oh, so many great examples here. Although we're out of time. So we can learn more vocabulary on Thursday. So please come back on Thursday, same time, and we can talk about a little bit more vocabulary and some other things too. I had a wonderful time teaching you today, and I hope to see you all again very soon. So thank you very much. If you're a subscriber, I will send you the notes for today's class in a few minutes. And thank you so much. Bye. Have a good day.